What's up, good people? Jerry Flowers here from Redefine TV, and I don't know why I have not done a webisode on this particular topic. Closure. On closure, and I would like to ascribe to you that closure could be a trap. So let's talk about the trap of closure. Because it's one thing to get stuck in traffic, it's another thing to get stuck in life. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we're stuck not because we haven't opened the door, but because we've given somebody else the key. And one of the most pain-prone things that you and I could do is try to find our peace in the same place we lost it. You are allowing them to possess the key, waiting for them to acknowledge, apologize, or own what they did. And if they never do it, you're gonna stay stuck. So you're really going to stay stuck until they own what they did? You're really gonna stay stuck until you get an explanation? You're really gonna stay stuck until they own their actions? They may never own it. They may never own it. They don't really see what they did, and they probably never will see it. And if you were to have a conversation with them and try to convince them of the gravity of what they did and how you're still wounded and how you're still hemorrhaging and how you're still hurt and how you're still trying to recover, they may never own it. And it could get worse because then you're trying to convince somebody to see the size of the wound that they created, and they never will believe they did it. They'll call you sensitive. They'll call you emotional. They'll say you took stuff out of context, and it could make it worse. Sometimes I'm telling you, the best healing starts within. Not from somebody else's lips, not from somebody else's text, not from somebody else's DM, but from yourself. There was this message I was listening to online, and the speaker said, I think being ignored is worse than being rejected. Because when you're rejected, at least I know it's over. At least I know you don't want me. At least I know you don't like me. At least I know you're not feeling me. But when you're ignored, when there's no explanation, when you have been given no reason, no apology, no I ask for your forgiveness, when somebody does not own the pain that they have done and they just ignore you, or sometimes they treat you like you're the one that did the wrong action and you're waiting for them to apologize. You're waiting for an ex-husband to apologize, ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, a father, mother, brother, sister, cousin, whoever it may be, whatever the relational context. I find it very possible for you and I to remain stuck in life even though the seasons are changing. So I gave this illustration before, but I want to give it again. There was these two trees I saw once spring finally arrived to our state. I noticed that one tree was fully blooming and the other tree looked like it was still going through winter. I want you to notice this. Two trees, same city, same winter, same soil, same place, but two different outcomes. And I believe this is what it looks like many times when we're looking for closure. You could be trapped in a season that has shifted. So this tree can't fully embrace the pollination of spring because it's still trying to get over the icicles of winter. And many of us are just like that. You're 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50, 60, but you still have not moved on from what happened. Where did you leave your peace? I believe Jesus sets forth this powerful principle: take your peace with you. Once he sent out his boys to do the work of the ministry. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 13, I'm gonna just read this one verse. It says, if the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If it is not, let your peace return to you. So Jesus is saying you might enter some places where your peace can take residence there. But there are other places that won't accept you. There are other places that won't be hospitable to you. There are other people who won't respect you. There are places that won't honor you. And when you find that type of relationship, when you find that type of community and that type of atmosphere, take your peace with you. Do not allow your peace to get stuck in 2019 and we're about to go into 2020. Many of us, yes, you're in 2019, but your peace is back in 2014. Your peace is back in 1996. Your peace is back in 2004. Your peace is back in 2005, and you have not moved on from that offense, from that offender, from that molestation. I'm not trying to be insensitive to your issue, but I'm trying to tell you that you might be waiting for a closure that never will happen. They may never apologize. They may never try to explain to you what they did. They may never own their actions. They may never come to you and say, I'm sorry. You may never see them again. And somebody may be watching and saying, but you don't know what they did to me. You don't know the pain that they put me through. You don't know the drama, the turmoil, the hell. You don't know what I went through. How can you tell me just to get over it? And you're right. You're right. I don't know what you went through. I don't know what they did. But I do know what a fractured soul would do. I do know what bitterness will do. I do know when you're constantly smiling but have a typhoon of pain swirling in your soul, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to experience true happiness. You're never going to experience true joy. You're never going to be free because you're waiting for an apology. You're waiting for an apology. You're waiting for closure. I'm just here to tell you, Sometimes the only closure you'll ever get is the closure you give yourself. Learn to let your past be your school, but not your prison system. You were educated from it, but you're not held by it. Sometimes the person that you need to forgive the most is you. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself from being naive to the signs. Forgive yourself for tolerating something that you should not have tolerated. Forgive yourself for entertaining things that God did not send. Forgive yourself for giving them chance after chance when they kept showing you that they have not changed. Because sometimes giving somebody a second chance is really giving them a second bullet. They missed you the first time. And God has a way of removing people so he doesn't have to remove the knife from your back later. Where have you laid your peace? Where have you left your heart that is still hemorrhaging from the events that happened? And you want to move forward, but you find yourself constantly reflecting and retaining onto memories that are haunting you, and you want to move forward, but you just feel stuck because you want to know why. What did I do? Could I have done something different? Why did they do this to me? Do they know what they did to me? And I'm here to tell you that the biggest closure some of us will ever get is the closure you give yourself. And I believe the words of Jesus was also a model for us to live by. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And you may be saying, nah, they know what they did. Yeah, they know what they did. They crucified me. They had me hanging. And you may be right, and that might be true. But until you forgive them, and until you forgive yourself, and I firmly believe it's too much power to let somebody else allow you to remain arrested in a season, and you gave them the key to open the door when you yourself know the locksmith and know how to get free. I forgive them for what they did. I forgive them. And forgiveness is not about the offender. It's about releasing the prisoner. And once you forgive, you'll discover that the prisoner is really you. It's Redefine TV, where we redefine relationships righteously.